Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I asked you guys on Twitter and Facebook to submit any and all questions for me since I want this channel to be my life uncensored, and you guys definitely had some interesting questions. So I did a Q&A already, part 1, where I talk about how I met my husband, dance moms, and so much more. So I'll make sure to put that link below for you guys to check it out. So let's get into the questions, shall we? Nikki on Twitter is asking, when you were a teenager in your wildest imagination, did you picture your life turning out like it did? What did you picture? Well, Nikki, I have to say, we could have bet millions of dollars, even though I had nothing. But like, honestly, this was never, if you would have told me that this was going to be my life now, the way it is, I would have actually just laughed in your face and called you crazy. Honestly, this has been a dream. I never would have ever predicted, or it was never like my goal to be on television. All I knew was at that time that this was going to be my life, dancing, ballroom dancing, competing all over the world. I was living in Harlem at the time. Honestly, it was when my last partner was in the competition circuit before I moved here to Los Angeles. So if you were to tell me at the beginning of that partnership, I would have just been like, there's no way in hell you have the wrong Cheryl. You know, my life was going to literally be a starving dancer, and I was gonna love every single moment of it because I just love dancing that much. And I started teaching because my last partner and I did turn professional. That was my very first and last, unfortunately, my last professional partner, but I already had a student that I competed pro-am with me finally being a pro and him being the amateur. So I was gonna just make money that way, just like, you know, most of the ballroom dancing, you know, even retired champions or people who may have not, you know, made it all the way to the champion level, but like they're still in the business. You know, that's what we do. We teach and we compete with our students. So that was going to be my life, and little did I know, right? Okay, Brian on Twitter, what was it like working with Jack Osbourne, and how was it being able to hang out with Ozzy and Sharon? Brian, I have to admit that only time I ever spent time, I guess, with the Osbournes was at home in the Bay Area where I'm from, watching MTV back in the day and seeing their reality show. So it was really cool to meet Jack. I totally honestly judged him at the beginning because I was like, oh, who's this hot mess? I always get the messy people, but really Jack was one of my favorite dance partners of all time, and he is honestly still a friend to this day and a really good friend. I call him family, and he was at our wedding. Ozzy and Sharon totally opened their home and their everything to me. They basically like adopted me at that time. I remember spending Christmas actually with them in England. We went to go see Strictly Come Dancing, which is the English version of Dancing with the Stars over in England. I stayed with them, and not stayed with them, but I definitely hung out with them. We went to the show together, and you know, Sharon is such a warm-hearted, kind, beautiful soul, and she really took me in and was just very grateful for changing Jack's, you know, life in a way. And Jack may not agree, but Jack, you know I changed your life, buddy. And Ozzy, the cutest man in the whole wide world. I can't get enough of Ozzy. I literally wish I could just be adopted into that family because they're just such beautiful people. Alyssa on Twitter, have you ever tried other sports? Are there any you wish you tried? Well, Alyssa, I have to say, my mom, I wasn't very good at school, first of all. My mother put me into all these different extracurricular activities, I guess you could say. And you're gonna just see this on my YouTube channel if you subscribe and hit that bell notification. Just kidding. No, I'm not, but do that. I was a really good basketball player. I played basketball for a long time until I made a shot for the opposing team, and then I knew it was time for me to quit that. I also played soccer, volleyball, tennis. I think that in my past life I was definitely a professional tennis player because I love tennis so much. Something that I've always wanted to try, race car driving. It is a sport, I'm telling you. I could be the new Danica Patrick. I just love driving really fast. It's probably just not as simple as that, honestly, but I love anything that's fast. I am an adrenaline junkie, my friend. Okay, Sherm on Twitter, how are you keeping up with your girlfriends during quarantine? Zoom, man. Zoom and Zoom. Like literally, this is what we do. We've also, like, I've been really doing lots of self-help work lately, so I have been sharing the love a little bit and doing group meditations within my circle. My sister has really gotten into meditation, and so when it comes to stuff like that, especially at a time like this when unfortunately, you know, the suicide rate has gone up and people have gone through lots of more of the mental health and emotional issues during this time of quarantine. So I find it very therapeutic to share everything that I've learned, and with people that obviously just want to know. I'm not going to push it on you, but if you ask me about meditation, I will talk your ear off. Yvette on Twitter, are you and Kelly Monaco still friends? Absolutely. I love Kelly. She has, you know, been one of my, I guess, long-term friends, you can say, especially here in this business since day one. I mean, she is a special human in my life, and I love her and I care for her, and I only want the best for Kelly. And she is, you know, I am a Taurus, so I am very loyal at heart. And this is a friendship that, and family really, that will last forever. I mean, we've spent holidays together, we've traveled the world together. Yeah, she will always have a very special place in my heart, and we are absolutely still friends for sure. Myrna on Facebook, do you do special exercises other than dancing to stay in shape? Well, Myrna, you can check out my vlog here on my channel. I'm boxing, and I have absolutely become my new obsession, because boxing reminds me of dancing. You've got to memorize like choreography and moves. My trainer hates it when I say choreography, but there's lots of similarities when it comes to boxing and dancing. Only thing that is not similar is like being pigeon-toed or not turned out, I guess, and being like a little hunched over, you know. But I do, boxing is the closest to, like, as far as endurance goes, as ballroom dance. So boxing is my new thing. Love Lisa. Ooh, I love your name, Lisa. On Facebook, do you understand or speak Tagalog? I actually understand everything as far as Tagalog goes. You asked me to speak, can't say anything but maraming salamat po and about a few swear words. But other than that, I do understand it, because my nanny came from the Philippines, literally was there from the day I was born in 1984. I'm old. Anyway, she spoke Tagalog only. I spoke English. So we had this like banter back and forth, and I understood everything she said. She understood everything I said, and it worked out perfectly. And this is why I understand Tagalog. So when my mom talks crap about me in Tagalog thinking I don't know, she better watch her back. Just saying. Donna on Facebook, has married life changed you at all? You know, I don't think married life has changed me. I think I changed me. I was very much a partier, and I went out like 7 nights a week. I can name the club, name the time, I'll be there almost every single week for 10 years. And married life has, if anything, just I just feel great. I feel calm. I feel settled in a good way. I don't feel like there's any pressure. You know, I can't even imagine what all my single people out there are doing right now. It must be really challenging for you guys. And you know, at the end of the day, just meditate, breathe, and know that the universe has a plan for you guys. But I just feel so blessed and lucky to have my husband. And we've got a long history, as you may know or not know, but you can find out on my channel. And it's been very, I've been very much at peace with it. So that's been nice to have some peace of mind and just peace in my heart. Sharon on Facebook, what are you doing to keep your marriage happy during these times right now? Communication, communication, and more communication. He likes to turn his ringer on. That would be my hubby. It is very important that we have, you know, communication, especially during a time like this when like anything is triggering, right? So you can turn the news on, triggering. The fact that like you want to get out of the house sometimes, but you can't, triggering. You know, my husband and I like to travel, for instance, and we haven't been able to do that, nor do I see that happening anytime in the near future. But you know, I think with all the ups and downs of what we're going through, it can either tear you guys apart or make you closer, and it's definitely done that. So, and we've got a little baby, a new Frenchie. Her name is Isabella, and she was definitely you know, a little dog that really brought the family together and has made it whole for sure. And on Facebook, if you couldn't dance, how would you make a living? Good question. I've always, you know, I was a very good, I would have to say, piano player. My mom literally put me in everything, not just sports, but the arts as well. So maybe I'd be a professional piano player, but you know, I guess if you couldn't dance, how'd you make a living? You know, I think I would be a very good therapist, to be quite honest. So who knows? Thank God I can dance. Ryan on Facebook, what is your favorite guilty pleasure song? I know mine is Milkshake by Khalees. Whitney Houston from The Bodyguard, that soundtrack, the whole thing, the whole freaking thing. Guilty pleasure. I don't know if it's guilty, but I don't find it guilty, but maybe it is. Leslie on Facebook, will you ever do another clothing line? I would love to, actually. I have really great ideas as far as, you know, a piece of a clothing line that I think every woman needs in her closet. But you know, right now I'm actually focusing on a mask line, facial mask line that is obviously beautifully glitterified. Oh, that's a new word, Cheryl. Rhinestone-ified. That doesn't work. And I'm actually partnering with the head of wardrobe at Dancing with the Stars, Daniela, and we should be launching our mask line soon. So I would say that in this day and age is a piece of clothing. Abby on Facebook, number one tip for wedding planning, best piece of advice you got. Okay, so number one tip would be chill. And enjoy the moment, especially at a time like what we're going through now. You know, as stressed as I was, I think I strive off of stress, which is something that I'm trying to change. But I planned everything to a T. Major control issues. I would like to say that was me before, and not me now. I'm a previous controlling addict, I guess. But I'm trying to work on that. And you know, I would just say enjoy every moment, because I'm telling you, it goes by so fast. And my husband and I were just watching our honeymoon video, which you can also check out here on this channel, because we just reacted to our honeymoon that we haven't really seen or reminisced in over a year now since we were there. And especially during this pandemic, you know, you're just very grateful for those moments. So, you know, even though this is probably going to be the new normal, you know, you can start by honestly just researching. And like I've been still following like a few wedding people on Instagram, and I see like all the innovative different ways that they're coming up with getting married, even if that doesn't mean in the traditional sense, you know. So just enjoy the moment. It's supposed to be a beautiful time of love and bonding with your husband, so just make sure you do that. A few more here. Mark on Facebook, will you write another book? We want to hear more behind the scenes stories. Mark, I actually was definitely thinking about writing another book, but I feel like I have yet to live just a few more years before I come out with a second one. I had so much fun coming out with the first one, but I definitely am now continuing to live in this new chapter of my life that I probably will write about. So I figure let me just ride this one out, and we'll see. Hopefully, you know, in the next, I'd say like maybe 2-3 years, we'll see. Robert on Facebook, will you ever try acting or singing? Don't want to hear me sing. I actually did try. I actually tried out for the live Broadway show back in the day when there was Broadway shows, called Chicago. And oh, that singing part was clearly not great, right? Because they were like, I think they were nervous that I wasn't going to be able to like actually hold 8 shows a week on my pure singing voice. I wish they could do a lip sync version. I do believe though that like I have so much more to give when it comes to continuing, not necessarily just to continuing to dance, what you see me on Dancing with the Stars, but just sharing how dance has really truly affected my life in so many positive ways. And I think that I'm definitely doing something at this moment to share that program with all of you guys, and hopefully it will be the sort of start of a movement, I guess you can say. Okay. Brent on Facebook, how have you changed during the shutdown period? Well, I feel like I have changed because I've had the time to do maybe things that I've always dreamed of doing but couldn't because of time. I've also definitely have worked more from within and within myself. So I have also now I have developed a practice of meditating twice a day. If you were to tell me this a few years ago about sitting still and meditating twice a day, I would have slapped you in the face and left. And then left. Laughed at you and then left you. Okay. Debbie on Facebook, how is the puppy? My beautiful Isabella with a Y. She is so adorable and I love her so much that I can cry right now. And honestly, I've been shooting all day for YouTube. I love you guys, but I have to give her a big freaking kiss soon or else I'm gonna have anxiety. So puppy's great, me, not so much. Just kidding. Teresa on Facebook, what's your home decor style? Well, I'm in my closet. Weird, long story. Anyway, I just love like modern black and white, but I also love like a cabin feel. That's kind of like what my house is. Very simplistic. You know, don't want too much clutter, even though I've got tons of clutter right behind you guys at this moment. But yeah, I like very clean and structured shapes, and I love black and white. Lori on Facebook, do you still have any close friends from high school? I actually just, during this quarantine, in the beginning part of it, one of my high school friends, Kyle Camarillo and McCall Jacobovitz, we just text and we exchanged pictures, and it was just really cool just to say hi and see how, especially those two people that were very much prominent figures in my life back then, and to catch up with them. So yeah, it's literally as if like no time has passed. Renee on Facebook, what's your go-to dish to cook? Postmates. Nora on Facebook, what is your favorite Filipino dish? Oh, I've got a few. That's the last question, you guys, but let me tell you about my favorite Filipino dishes. We've got lumpia, we've got sinigang, we've got kare-kare, we've got pancit, we've got halo-halo. So unfortunately, I have to stop here, but thank you all so much to everyone who submitted questions, and I am so sorry if I didn't get to yours. You know, I definitely love hearing from all of you guys, so let me know in the comments below what should be my next Q&A. And for all those baby questions out there, I already did answer a lot of those questions in part 1 of the Q&A, so make sure you check that out. And let me know if you guys want to hear more about my ballroom competition life, diamond painting, or how about my experience with things like, you know, meditation and mental health. You know, just remember to please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every single time I upload a new video. Sending you all so much love and light. Bye.